Hello, hello. Please join me in welcoming the lovely Jane O'Hara. Jane from the Pink Flamingo Boutique. I'm absolutely thrilled, Jane, that you said you would join the conversation and talk to us about your Slim for Life journey. So welcome. I've got to say, you look amazing today.
Thank you very much. I feel amazing, and I am actually wearing a shirt that is quite a few years old, but sometimes um, I couldn't get in it for a long time. But it's one of those that I love, so I never threw it out. And not only can I get in it, it's actually loose. So go
Looks fabulous. It
me.
looks absolutely fabulous. You know I love leopard, but it looks really good.
Yes.
So Jane, thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time today to share with us some elements of your Slim for Life journey. Do you mind sharing with us, please, what was your life like before joining the Slim for Life program?
My life had got to a really bad place um, when I first reached out to you and contacted you for the free 20-minute phone call that changed my life. Oh boy, did it change my life! I was diagnosed with IBS, really bad IBS, not just IBS. I had been through all sorts of tests. I'd had cameras down, I'd had cameras up. Do you know what I mean? I was very lucky I hadn't got cancer anywhere, because my level of sickness and diarrhea at this point was out of control, and it totally controlled my life and took over my life and dominated my life and my thoughts, really. And I'd been under the hospital, um, and they just ruled out Crohn's and things like that, but just put it down as chronic IBS. I'd been to all the hospital nutritionalists. I'd been on every diet they could think of, an elimination diet, and that is very strict, where you practically stop eating everything. Then we cut out dairy, and then we went on the FODMAP diet. And oh dear, by the time I'd finished, I hated food. I wasn't sick of food, I hated food. I saw it as the enemy. I would walk round the supermarket and I would look at food, or I would look at aisles and judge it on points out of 10 to how painful it was.
Okay, okay.
So
Um,
that's where I was. I was ill. I was ill because my body was getting no nutrition whatsoever, and I was at the end of my tether.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Jane. I remember when you and I first met, I remember you saying if you that you hated food so much, if there was a way for you to have one tablet 3 times a day and eliminate all food, you were prepared to live your life in that way.
Yes, I would have taken that option at that point in time, to never eat again. If I could be pain free and not have sickness and diarrhea, not have any pain, I would. And they said, well, you can do that if you have three tablets a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I would have taken that option at that point in time.
Yeah, yeah. I remember, again, I hope you don't mind me mentioning this, but I remember that your IBS was so bad and you had become extremely weak. And I think that was because the level of the IBS you were experiencing meant that food wasn't staying in your system long enough
No,
for you to achieve anything, any benefit from what you were eating. It
no,
was a really
I couldn't even finish a meal, Tina, without having to run to the toilet. There would still be food on my plate.
mm,
That's how bad it had got at that point. And I worked very long hours and travelled nearly 100 miles a day, and it was like a 12, 13-hour days, and I was still trying to do that job and function.
yeah, 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 yeah. So what made you decide to join the Slim for Life 10-step program? What clinched the decision for you?
I think it was something on Facebook, I saw you speaking on Facebook and I read about it and hypnotherapy. And I had tried hypnotherapy before, but it was just going to someone for one session, paying a few £100 for one session and then coming away with a recording that you just had to play every day. And as always, it might have helped for a week, but it wasn't going to help the long-term situation that I was in at all. So that was
Yeah.
my experience with hypnotherapy. And I think a lot of people's experience with hypnotherapy. So I was just at a place where I thought, this lady seems to know what she's talking about. I am gonna, and she says I can have this 20-minute free phone call. What have I got to lose at this point? Other than the fact I might not make it through the 20-minute phone call without going to the toilet, because that's how bad I was. But that's what I thought to myself. And then we had our 20-minute phone call.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good. Thank you. I'm just so pleased that we met. Really pleased that we met because
Oh, my, it's changed my life. I don't know where I would be right now. In fact, I don't even know if I'd be here. And that is no joke. Do you know what I mean? That 20-minute phone call changed my life. I am eternally grateful.
so so Jane, you mentioned that you had very serious IBS.
Mm-hmm.
But what were your biggest struggles in terms of weight loss before? Were you a yo-yoer? I mean, you said the hospital recommended various different diets.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing gave you any relief.
The elimination diet, I did lose about 3 stone on, but that literally you can't do anything other because you can't eat a lot of it, you know, got to cut everything out to put little bits back in. And I lived like that for a long time, cutting a lot of foods out, and I was a size 10, and I lived like that for quite a few years, just trying to control my IBS like that. Then the menopause came along, and then that changed everything because you just put weight on, you know, without even trying, and that just sent my IBS to an whole different level. So I had put about 3 stone on when I met you.
Yeah.
But I was still ill
Yeah,
because
yeah,
the food wasn't staying in my system. So, and I was living on my addiction to chocolate and sugar and processed sugary snacks, which the menopause for me fused because it made the cravings even worse. Do you see what I mean? So,
yeah.
yes. Other than that, I'd been a yo-yo dieter since I was about 14, and at school, I can remember, you know, at school we had a little gang. We tried every diet under the sun, you know.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So I had been a yo-yo dieter all my life.
So even though you were able to cut things out of your diet, that didn't improve your IBS. In fact, it made your addiction, your chocolate cravings, sugar
Mm.
cravings worse, and
Yeah.
then you would pile the weight back on again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. During the menopause, that was a really bad time for me.
So
Uh,
did Slim for Life help you with this?
yes, it did. It helped me look at food differently. It stopped me from seeing food as the enemy, as marking food on you know, a scale of 1 to 10 as to how painful it would be to eat it. Working with you, then taking it even further and working with you on a 1-to-1 level was the best thing I ever did. But the Slim for Life program really did help me get back in with just seeing food as a fuel that your body needs rather than the enemy.
Yeah,
Basically, it was the enemy. And I now, I'm not great with dairy, with cow's milk. Do you know what I mean? Just cow's milk and things like garlic a really spicy food. Garlic's not my friend. But that's it. So if I can eat everything else, and now I thoroughly enjoy food, go out for meals all the time, and food is not the enemy, and food is like that. And we need to put goodness in my body for it to function.
Yeah, yeah. I often talk about simple mindset shifts that actually cause a big result. And what was going on inside you when you were seeing the food as enemy? What was going on inside you? It was like a battleground inside.
It was. It
A,
was.
a battleground inside your stomach.
Yes.
And when you were able to shift from seeing food as the enemy and seeing it as fuel and nutritional value fuel for your body, which I think really came for you pretty easily. I remember you telling me that you then became off all medication, which
Mm-hmm.
was a great result in itself.
Yeah.
Um, but could you be a little bit more specific for me about results you've achieved? Weight loss, dress size down, confidence boost, energy levels, agility, anything else? I love that you're now able to go out for meals and you enjoy going out for meals, because I know there was a period of time where you didn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I stopped going out for meals. I would not go out for meals at all because it was just too traumatic for me to go and try and find something on the menu that was so bland and so boring that I could actually eat it and be okay. So yes, well, let's start with medication. I was on lansoprazole for my stomach twice a day, morning and evening, and ranitidine at tea time in really, really high dose that was actually taken off the market because they found cancer-causing properties in that drug. So I'd been on that a lot of years. Buscopan for my IBS, any peppermint tablets, any over-the-counter medicines for the IBS. So I was on all that. That was a lot of medication when you think about 60 milligrams of lansoprazole a day and 250 milligrams of ranitidine. So I am on no medication whatsoever now. None.
Wow.
None.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Love it. Yes. I'm coming up to 60. I get free prescriptions and now I don't need them. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? I do have eye drops for my dry eyes though, so that's it. That is it, my entire medication. And Gaviscon, I would be drinking Gaviscon all day long. So yeah, it was pretty bad. So we started this journey, and even at the time of starting it, even though I wanted to get the 3 stone off I'd put on with the menopause, it wasn't actually my priority. Being able to eat and enjoy it was my first priority with Slim for Life, which your one-to-one coaching really did help me with that. I can go out for meals now, so I really enjoy it. And most of the night, good restaurants, if you just say, look, I can't have garlic, so it's just, and they'll take it out of anything that they're making. So, it's great now. You can have oat milk, everything's more geared up for people that might have a slight intolerance to anything these days, which is fantastic. And so my confidence had gone really downhill. I'd gone up to a good size 16, and this was from a size 10. So that is like a lot to me. People think, oh, you were only that, you didn't look too bad. But when you've been a size 10 for a long time and gone up to a size 16, that's a lot for me, and it destroys your confidence. And feeling so ill as well, that destroys your confidence. So being able to just start eating again and enjoying my food was the biggest thing. So the weight loss didn't happen straight away for me because suddenly I started enjoying food again. So I wasn't eating the wrong foods, but I was actually enjoying foods. And then I had lost about 1.5 stone. I might have lost a bit more. I haven't been weighed since. I'm like, in my 14s, but they're getting loose on me. So it depends. Like, size is very different because I own a boutique and I know that a size 12 can vary so much. Do you see what I mean? So we shouldn't be judged on what size we're actually wearing.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, and the weight loss has come off and my skin's looking better and my confidence is soaring. And it's made me, I gave up my job that wasn't helping the situation. I was driving 100 miles a day, working a 12-hour shift. But it gave me the confidence to start my own business, which I'd always wanted to do, which is my online boutique called the Pink Flamingo. And that
.co.uk. Is it .co.uk?
pinkflamingo.co.uk.
Love it.
Should have
Love
had a
it.
little flag waving then, shouldn't I? So it gave me the confidence to do that. And then, but I don't just want to sell clothes. I want to inspire other women to feel confident and feel good about themselves, because I was in such a dark place. I know what it's like.
Yes,
And
yes.
so then when you come back to the light, it's great. And I'm still listening to the program every day. And because if you stop, you can tell that your mindset sort of starts going, I always call it going back down the rabbit hole. And it's like, I'll just get listening to my program every day, do you know? And it's great. I never realized how powerful the mind is. I never realized what the subconscious mind did and the conscious mind. You've helped me understand all that. And when you understand that, you understand your relationship with food better and why you're eating the wrong things and why I call it stuffing my face with chocolate. Do you know what I mean? Because if I can sit there and eat an entire Easter egg, and if I'm on a chocolate binge kind of thing, and then you realise that why you're doing it, and then you can stop doing it, because just restricting yourself, like on every other diet, doesn't work, because then we go back on a binge. Do you see what I mean? It's like anybody with any kind of addiction, and if we put weight on, we do have some kind of addiction to food, whether it's in some people it's crisps or pastries or for me
Yes.
it was sweet things.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually wanted to ask you, Jane, in terms of specific results that you achieved through Slim for Life. You mentioned earlier today that you had this addiction to chocolate, addiction to sugar. Now, I often say to people inquiring about Slim for Life, some will say, will it help with bulimia? And I say, this is not cure bulimia for life. However, the Slim for Life program will help with addictions. It will help with sugar cravings, food cravings, overeating, and a heck of a lot more. So I would love to hear from you whether you're still a chocoholic.
No, actually, at the beginning of this year, I decided that I would cut it all out. Even though the Slim Life program tells me I can eat half portions, I decided to cut it all out. And it's only just recently I've had some chocolate. Because the Cadbury's mini eggs appeared on the shelves. Do you see what I mean? And I did, and I bought the bag, and I sat and ate the bag. And I thought, doesn't really have the effect that I wanted it to, kind of
You
thing.
didn't
But when
really enjoy it.
didn't really enjoy. Oh, have they changed the formula in these? No, they haven't. Maybe it's just my mindset. But for not having it at all, I felt great. I felt so much better, skin clearer. Do you know what I mean? So I've now come across it that I am really concentrating back on the Slim for Life program now because I want to lose some more weight coming up for summer, and also for me to look great in all my clothes, obviously, that I'm promoting. And when I first started, because I'd got the weight on, I wasn't as confident in front of the camera because I didn't feel as good in the clothes. So that was another thing. So I'm getting back onto it and listening to it, and it is unbelievable. And it's like I was saying to you this morning, it's amazing how when you listen to the different steps, some steps I can listen to it easily than other steps, and I'll use the word, I fidget a lot while I'm listening to it. And you can explain why I fidget so much, you know. And then that tells you that you need to do some work on that aspect, or there's something there that your subconscious mind is trying to tell you that we're not happy with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, a subconscious movement, whether it's a fidget, a movement of a leg, a movement of a, you know, specifically working one-to-one with clients, when I'm talking, when I'm doing the session, I'm looking for subconscious movements, giving me a yes
If
or
we're
a
going like this,
no or a fidget. You know, a fidget is often a subconscious acknowledgement that change is in process. So don't worry about the fidget. Just be, you know, I say relax, become more relaxed about absolutely everything. But a little fidget is a subconscious reminder that it is working for you. So just relax and go with the flow. I love that you mentioned about confidence, Jane, because you are a model for your boutique.
yeah.
And sorry, go on.
If I haven't got the confidence, how am I going to give you the confidence to wear it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I am the walking flamingo, so I have to give you the confidence to wear the clothes, you know, no matter what size I am. And even if it's work in progress, that's okay. It's work in progress. Do you know what I mean? And we all have our struggles, and people can relate to that. So, you know.
I have to say though, Jane, you know, from someone who arrived at Slim for Life with very serious IBS, who, you know, really hated all food, that or wasn't even able to keep anything in that was potentially nutritious for you. You've just mentioned you're coming up to 60. I mean, you look 20 years younger than that, honestly. At least 20 years younger. You look so youthful. And I feel also that your outlook has become really youthful.
Yes, it has. I feel I've always had a young outlook, but then I lost my way because I felt so ill.
Yes.
And this has given me back. It's brought the best version of Jane out. And that's what I can say. It's found the best version of me. And if I was to recommend this program, it would be to find the best version of yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Thank you.
You and this program will do that. I can't. I thank you so much because you changed my life beyond all recognition. I don't know where I'd be right now. I really don't know where I'd be. I certainly wouldn't be running my own boutique. That is for sure. I don't know if I would have been heading down the road of the big C. I don't mention that word because I don't like it, but my body was in such a bad internally that any disease could have struck. Yeah, I was in such a bad place. I didn't have a life.
Yeah. So, I mean, my final question was going to be, you know, would you recommend the Slim for Life program to others? And if so, why? But actually, you just preempted that for me. Thank you.
Well, I will just reiterate. Yes, I would recommend it. Absolutely, 200%. Yes, I would recommend you as a therapist, and I will give it. Things happen in my life, and I've always been a volatile person. And, you know, things happen in my life and my friends will go, wow, you're so calm. Do you know, wow,
Love it.
that therapy must really work with you because you would not have reacted like that before. Do you know what I mean? And I'll just sit there and go, I know, I've had therapy. What can I say? Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I can highly
yeah.
recommend you as a hypnotherapist. The Slim for Life program is great.
Thank you,
Um,
Jane.
I can't recommend it enough because I certainly wouldn't be sat here looking like this if I hadn't have had that 20-minute phone call that changed my life. And that is no word of a lie. That is no exaggeration at all. It changed my life and might have saved my life. And
Yeah.
that is no exaggeration. So yes, I would. I
It's a
would
yes from
definitely
Jane.
recommend you and your program. Absolutely.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you very much for that. Jane, I really appreciate you taking the time today. Congratulations on your success in opening the Pink Flamingo boutique. Um, but more than that, congratulations on your success in terms of your health.
Mm-hmm.
You moved into the driving seat. You decided to take charge. It was your decision. Yes, we had a chat. I gave you a bit of information about the program, but it was your decision to take better care of yourself. And really, that's what I applaud you for most of all.
Yeah.
You look amazing. You are amazing, and I'm just so grateful that you took the time today to share this. As you're talking about your Slim for Life journey, you're also reminding your own subconscious mind of how far you've come
Yeah.
and also the few steps needed to get you to your goal, to get you back to that size 10.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things which I was thinking about as you were talking today was the weight you've released, the sizes you've released. There's no more yo-yoing, is there?
No, no, absolutely not. No, because even if I eat something that I think I would really enjoy, you know, like I go to the seaside and I used to love, you know, the donuts when you watch them cooking and then they're in all that sugar. Oh, I'll buy a bag of them. I would have eaten the entire bag, right? And then I eat one and then I think, whew, bit heavy on my stomach, a bit greasy, a bit. I still have the one, but it doesn't. I would have eaten all four. You know, you get, I don't know, 3 or 4 for whatever price. I would have eaten the lot and thought nothing of it, and then probably gone back for another bag full, to be honest. But one is like, oof. And then and I've been twice to the coast. And then next time my friend says, oh, I suppose you want some donuts. And I went, oh, well, let's give it a miss. Bit greasy.
I love it.
Bit
I love
greasy.
it.
So now I still want to indulge in my favourite things, which is cake. But, you know, a nice homemade cake, a proper cake with proper ingredients, not a shop bought one that don't really taste like cake. There's nothing wrong with having that slice of cake. You
Yeah.
can have your cake and eat it.
Jane, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun,
No,
and
thank you.
I wish you every success with continuing your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Please, 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 you know, at Slim for Life, we are your biggest cheerleaders, the whole team. We get really excited about these success stories. Please, please, please keep us posted.
I
Um,
will do.
I'd also like to be in touch about, hopefully, if you're willing, coming back on into the Slim for Life Facebook group and doing another fashion show for us at some
Yeah,
time in
that
the
would be
future.
great. Yes, I've got some. I'm partnering with some new brands. So yes, that will be great to show the ladies what we've got and how to wear it and to wear it with confidence.
Thank you.
But thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Shane. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.